Hey guys, it's Ashley, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about Scentsy Club. We are going to do a fairly large Scentsy Club edit, but this is going to be mostly verbal, like 100% verbal. So if you would rather listen to this versus there's not going to be any like visuals, I am going to be talking to my master spreadsheet. And since I have two clubs, it's just really hard to juggle and look at things holistically. I like to do the papers on the ground. I feel like that's very visual as well, but the spreadsheet was just easier for math and things. So I have everything in my spreadsheet and I'm just going to talk to it. So it's going to be very verbal. So if you'd rather listen, there's nothing you're missing out on if you were waiting to watch this, I guess, to like visually see anything. So just putting that out there ahead of time. But I want to talk about Scentsy Club because this is always a hot topic. This is nothing new if you're not new to Scentsy. Like, you probably know the ropes already, but something we're always trying to do is pare down our Scentsy clubs, right? So it's something I've been definitely thinking about like for a long time. I mean, I'm always saying it, and I was kind of just I didn't know where to start. So where I kind of am beginning is I have 3 clubs. One's a bi-monthly, so it's not that big. But the other 2 are like in the like over $300 range. And I would like to just have 2 and have them be closer to $200 each. So that's kind of where I started. Rough math, I kind of ended up with, I want to be around like 68 bars ideally. Not strictly like 34 and 34 between the 2, but just 68 total. If one has more, like whatever. Because to me, 68 bars quarterly, not even quarterly, 3 times a year, because I do skip at least once. That seems more doable than what I'm currently doing. I did the math and that would be 200, just over 200 bars a year through Scentsy Club, which also sounds like a ton, but right now, like one club, I have it pulled up, it has 56 items in it. So that would be like, would be closer to 300 bars a year probably, just in Scentsy Club alone. So honestly, I would probably love to work this down even more, but I feel like this is a really good place to start because I already feel like I'm axing so many. So I do want to mention though, I am not including any of the like seasonal bars I'm holding because I'm only holding those for like one club and then I'll know what comes back. So essentially all my like insurance policy bars, if you guys know what I'm talking about, like my apple and cinnamon sticks, my apple cherry strudel, things like that, I'm not technically counting because they're discontinued, but they could come back this fall. If they don't come back this fall, then I'll start counting them. That's what I put in my spreadsheet, is like the truly not available discontinued things. But the things I'm just like holding for their non-season, I don't technically count those because I know I'm only going to get them one time, and I really just have them as an insurance in case they do go away. I hope that makes sense. Some people might say that's cheating, but like if I kick out a bunch of other bars to keep those and then they all come back and I kicked out on my other bars, it just makes sense to me and it's what I'm willing to commit to and spend. So anyway, like I said, I want to get down to 68 bars. So I changed some of these numbers. So I think originally I started with 90... crap. I think I started with 97. Let me re-add some things. I started with 97. I want to get down to 68. So I need to remove 29 bars. Is that the right math? Something about, oh crap. I started with more than that. I removed some doubles. I needed to remove 33 bars is what I have written down in my notes. I didn't write the starting number, unfortunately. But I needed to remove 33 in total, which is a lot. Like, it doesn't sound like that much, but going through and like looking at it and picking things, I was like, this is so hard. Like, this is so hard. I do feel like I haven't axed anything yet. I've just like mapped this out on my spreadsheet so I know what to remove from where. Looking at it on the spreadsheet was a lot less intense because I didn't have to like put things to the side. Like I feel like I had less emotional attachment to it, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. So I also was just trying to be like brutally honest, like not everything can stay. So like, let's just begin. So going the easiest route first, where I started was I have a bi-monthly and a quarterly. So I have 2 quarterlies and a bi-monthly. But the one of the bi-monthlies and the quarterly is like on the same account. So what I'm going to do is transfer that bi-monthly into my quarterly. So all the bars in there can get moved into my quarterly account. All of them I have in a quarterly except for Vanilla Waves. And it's great getting Vanilla Waves bi-monthly, but I don't need a whole entire club to just get Vanilla Waves bi-monthly. I can just move it to my quarterly and be happy. So that's what I'm going to do. And then because of that, it'll eliminate the bi-monthly club and I can put just I just want to use it for like non-bar things. So like my air purifier filters, my like scent packs, my dryer discs, cotton cleanups, like things that I already use it for in addition to bars. I just want to use it for those things that I forget to buy that I like having the club for, but then I won't get the bars so often because those are definitely the bars I accumulate a lot of because I'm getting them not only bi-monthly but also quarterly. It's just a lot. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. So in my spreadsheet, I kind of like mapped that all out just so I kind of knew what I all had duplicates of. So from there, I went ahead and said I was going to remove all the duplicates. Like at the current time, I only need 1 of everything because I was counting that towards my number. Like if I need to remove 3 bars and I have 3 caramel buttercreams, I need to just make it 1 and then I can say I've removed 2, even though I still technically have that 1 bar. I hope that makes sense. Because I did have some things that had duplicate numbers and were in like 2 different clubs. So I started by removing all of the duplicates. So let me scroll down and kind of tell you some of the duplicates I removed. In my bi-monthly, had apple butter frosting, birthday wishes, hazelnut latte, NHL fresh ice, Starburst sky. So I removed all of those. And then I had vanilla waves, but I'm going to keep that. And I just moved it to the quarterly. And then I also had some duplicates. I had another birthday wishes. So I bumped that down to only be 1 birthday wishes. I had 3 of the buttercreams. So in one club, I had 2 of each of the buttercreams, candy cane, gingerbread, and caramel. And then in my other club, I had 1. So that was 6 bars total that was 9 bars total of just the buttercream collection. Dropped that all down to just 1 singular of each bar. So that definitely saved me a lot of room. Like that saved me 6 bars. So just removing the duplicates, I reduced I was trying to get down to 33, which I think maybe I'm only trying to get down 32 because I originally was at 67 that I wanted to keep. I moved it up to 68 just to like have an even number. So I think out of the 32 bars I needed to cut, that was 11 just removing the duplicates. That was pretty good. That was a good chunk just right off the bat to keep my momentum going. So I felt, those ones were easy. So like I obviously felt good about those because I was like, I'm making so much progress. They're easy. Obviously the harder part is what's coming next. So next, I think I'm just going to walk through literally every single bar. I have them in alphabetical order and kind of tell you like what's staying, what's getting chopped, etc. Because I just have them highlighted, like which ones I'm chopping and the rest are going to stay. And I only have the number I need. I didn't go above and beyond, but we can talk about that more at the end. So first up, I have Angel Experiment 624, and I put that one down as chopping. And so I know that might sound crazy, but let me talk through some of my logistics of how I kind of picked things now that we've talked about that one. One of my things was like, which of these items aren't unique or I could get elsewhere? So the first thing that came to my mind is like, in the fall, everyone has the fall smells. Like, some of these bars, yes, they may be awesome, but like, if I have an exact duplicate candle that comes out every year, like, I don't need both of them, essentially. So I'm like, some of these things I can get elsewhere, and I feel like I'm relying on the club, but then I'm also buying the duplicate of it, and now I just have a ton. So I'm like, I want to be more realistic about things that like are in here to be super, super unique and that I can't get elsewhere. And so I kind of feel like Angel 624 is really nice with Berry Bright and kind of just reminds me of Berry Bright. But also I'm like, I can save, it's 50 cents cheaper to buy Berry Bright anyway. It's currently available and I like it a little bit more. I do like Angel 624, but I haven't probably melted it in a year. Like, but I'm still taking up space for it. I've gotten 3 bars since I probably melted it last. So my next point is like items I have too much of or I'm not actively using. I don't need to continue to get these things when I'm clearly not actively using them. So, or reaching for them. So that's my first one. It's literally the first one out the gate in the alphabetical order and it's getting cut. And I know some people might be like, but do I feel like it'll come back at some point? Probably. If not, it's okay. Like, I've come to terms with it. It's all right. The next little set, I'm keeping all of these, so I'm going to breeze through them. Apple and Oats, 1 apple butter frosting because I cut one from my bi-monthly. Banana nut bread, Beach Daisy. I'm going to keep this for now. I don't know if this is going to stay long term. I might just try to get like, I don't know. I'm kind of keeping this one as like a backup chop in case I like for the next round. So that's kind of why this one got off safe, because I'm not like 100% committed to it because I do have some on my brick, but that's the status of this one. And then I have Berry of Paradise, just 1 birthday wishes, Blue Coconut Beach, Bora Bora Blossom, Candy Cane Buttercream, just one of those. Once again, I cut 2. Candy Crave, I really love that one. I do feel like Candy Crave is very similar to Luna, but I like Candy Crave. Like, I think Candy Crave is an amazing performer in a bedroom, so I would like to keep it, and so that's why I have it on my docket still. Caramel Buttercream, Caramel Chestnut, Caramel Vanilla Delight, Clementine Blossom. The next one is Coconut Cotton. This one I have committed that I'm going to axe it. And while I love this scent, I find that because it does have that cotton, I don't typically reach for these types of scents. So even though it has the coconut, which is the coconut I like, it also has laundry, which I feel like makes it harder for me to melt it, which makes it harder for me to reach for, which means it just sits. So once again, I've just kind of come to terms that like that one is gonna get the axe. Coconut Daiquiri, that one is going to stay. That one has a very, very fond scent memory for me, so that one is going to continue to stay. Coconut Palm, I'm actually going to remove. So I honestly don't know if I've gotten this in a club since it's been in there, maybe 1. But the thing I've come to terms with for Coconut Palm is I have Blue Coconut Beach. I have a couple other coconuts that I like. Coconut Palm is good, but also I don't feel like it's that true coconut I'm like desperately looking for, and I can get that coconut elsewhere. So one of my rules was things I can get elsewhere, I don't need to keep spaces for, and so for that reason, it's on the axe list. So Coconut Palm, going to go. Cotton Candy Cookie is going to stay. I feel like I kind of have like a love/hate with this one. Like, I do like it, but sometimes I feel like it's kind of cloying. So I could see that one potentially going down the road if I need to make more room, maybe. Cranberry Pumpkin Spice is staying. Crumb Top Cutie Pie Cupcake is staying. I will say, this duplicate, I do have 1 duplicate in here. that I did not remove, and I may at some point, but it's Dumbo. I truly don't know if we're gonna see Dumbo come back. I have no idea. I feel like they're pretty good about bringing collections back, but I feel like these days they have a lot of collections that come back all the time, and so I feel like it makes it harder to bring every collection back. And so I'm for now just gonna keep the 2 Dumbos. That's 6 Dumbo bars a year. If I ask people if they want my extra Dumbos, it's one of the first bars to go. Like, I have no problem giving it out or like selling it at events or anything like that. So I'm not worried about it in that type of sense. And it's such a nostalgic scent for me. Like, it was one of my first Scentsy scents. So it means a lot to me. So I'm just like, I'm gonna keep the 2 for now. I can hardly, like, I think I only have 1 currently. I just hardly ever have any. And I just want to have some to be like, if I want to melt Dumbo today because it's so nostalgic, I can. That's why I'm keeping the 2. I feel like I don't need to justify it as much as I probably did, but I did say I'm removing all the duplicates. That is the one exception. I kind of forgot about it because I scrolled over it a couple times and was like, nope, Breeze and Pie, didn't even see it, you know, like, I'm not removing that one yet. First Kiss Fireworks. This one, another one of my first order Scentsy scents. I'm actually going to remove this one though. I like it a lot. I do feel like I can get similar vibes from other things. And I feel like this one is a very specific time frame I can use it, which is like the month of August. Like, I feel like it's very, very specific. And so I get a lot of them. And then if I don't use it in August, it's like, what was the purpose? So because of that, I'm just like, be honest, I haven't melted it once again in probably over a year. Even though I love it, time to move on and let it go. So that one was kind of a tough call, but I'm like, it's kind of just like an apple with a hint of cologne, kind of. I don't know. It's it's a nice scent, but it's definitely very like summer into fall, very niche time frame. Sometimes you see it come up, I guess, in flash sales as well. But anyway, Flower Child is staying, Forever Yours is staying. Those might be kind of like funny because I feel like they're both florals and I'm not usually into florals, but I really like those 2. Gimme Candy. This one I have getting the axe. I really do like Gimme Candy, but do I like it more than other bakeries I'm holding spots for? I do not. Like, I really enjoy it, but am I going to pick it over like a Crumb Top? Probably not. I also feel like this, I have a ton of it. One other thing, I have a lot. And I feel like it's very fall specific. It's not a year-round bakery for me. I feel like it is very butterscotch fall specific. So Gimme Candy is on the axe list. We have Gingerbread Buttercream, Glacier Water. I have down that I'm going to take out Graduation, the Graduation bar. I do really like this bar. However, I find myself never melting it. I could not tell you the last time I melted it. I like it, but apparently I don't like it enough to actually take it out and like put it in my warmer because I honestly don't know when I've ever melted it last. So that one I have down to go. If I could replace it with something, would I keep it? Maybe, but I don't know what I would replace it with. Maybe as I'm going through other things, I'll find something, but I don't know. Hazelnut Latte, that's gonna stay. Honeymoon Hideaway, Iridescent Pearl, Jet Set Go, Mad for Melon, those are all gonna stay. Maple Rum Cake, I have on the axe list. So this one, once again, I feel like it's good, but at the end of the day, this is tough because I feel like this one is kind of unique, but also like, is it unique enough? And do I like it more? Like, I can only use it at specific times, which is the fall and the winter. Even though it's a good bakery, I can't use it as much as I can use my other bakeries. This one I'm just like a little bit miffed by. But I mean, I kind of have it called out already that I don't know that I need it. So I really just need to, once I'm in there pushing the buttons and just like removing them all, once I get on a roll, I'm just like, okay, I did it. Obviously it's done now, move on. But like the process of thinking through it all, it just kind of eats you alive. Like, I don't know if I should do it. But once I'm doing it, once I do the first couple, I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm having a great time reducing my club. Let's go. And then it's like, okay, well, now it's done. I can't go back. So I think like once I get over the hump of pushing the button, I'll be okay. But that one's stinging a little bit right now. I might have to go through my stash and just like smell it and see if there's anything I want to replace it with in the list of other things. I'm sure I could maybe find something. My chair is kind of squeaking. I'm sorry about that. Next I have maraschino sugar cookie. I'm actually going to remove this one. Don't come for me, but I think this one, I want myself to like it more than I do because everyone else likes it. So for that reason, I think it should go. Marshmallow mint is amazing. I can never keep it to myself to actually melt it. Someone always wants it. It's like one bar I can never keep. Marshmallow mint cocoa, I'm going to remove this one because I have said this multiple times, but like Corey is not a fan of chocolate scents. And so because of that, he's definitely not a fan of mint and chocolate together. Like he hates that even worse. I have some of this in bricks. I feel like I can make it if I want to. I feel like plenty of companies come out with chocolate peppermint type scents, so it's easy to get my hands on. But because he hates it, it's also extremely hard to get through and melt at my house because either he has to be gone and have to be in the mood for it, or it's not happening, or I have to try and like mix it and concoct it with other things. So because of that, and because of how slow I'm going through my brick, I'm like, I'm gonna move on. Melon and apple granita, I am going to remove that. I've already talked about that, but it's still in here. I haven't removed it yet. Moana is gonna stay. My Only Sunshine is going to go. I like this floral, but I don't know if I like it more than the other florals I have. So that one is on the axe list. And then also Halloween Town is going to go. Nightmare Before Christmas, Halloween Town. I've talked about this many times, but I continuously in my club keep getting old clams and I can't go through them. Like I'm getting way too many and they're old. So I already know they have like an aged shelf life. And then I'm still sitting on them for years. So I'm just like, I need to not get any more of this in my collection. I love it. It's super unique, but one of my rules, items I have too much of or aren't reaching for. Like it literally fits my exact criteria. So that one has to go. And I'm honestly just kind of upset that they're still sending out old clams of it. And we're paying full price for them. Like I know other people have talked about this in like flash sales and stuff or like other bars, but I think my response to that is just like, I'm just gonna remove it because I don't want to get those anymore. If they're gonna start sending me fresh bars, maybe, but I'm just gonna take it out. Jack's Obsession is gonna stay. Gridiron Rush is in here for Corey, and so honestly, this is why I ended up bumping my number from 67 to 68 because I was like, technically, this bar's not in here for me. Like if it was up to me, this bar wouldn't be in here. So I was like, I'm just gonna bump it by one because this is probably the only bar in here that I have for him only that I wouldn't probably melt on my own. The other bars I have in here for him, I would still probably go through. That one I honestly wouldn't. So that's why I ended up moving my number in the end. Because I was like, I shouldn't have to kick out one of my bars for his one bar. Like, I'm just moving my number. And then I have one Fresh Ice, which is a reduction. I had that in the bi-monthly. Oats and Honey is going to stay. Olaf Warm Hugs. I'm going to move this out. I, once again, enjoy this scent, but I feel like it's very similar to Fresh Ice, and Corey's always going to pick Fresh Ice over Olaf. So I feel like we don't hardly go through our Olaf because if he opens a clam of Fresh Ice, I feel like that's what we give our attention to because it's an open clam, and he's always going to pick it over Olaf. So that one, while I like it, is going to go. But I do feel like we see the Frozen collection back frequently, so I feel like I could still get my hands on it at some point if it returns. But like I said, I feel like I essentially have its replacement or its duplicate because I have Fresh Eyes. Orchard by the Sea is in here. Once again, that is for Corey, but I would probably melt that one. We have Brick, but he wanted it in the club, so I was like, you know what, I'll throw it in there for you. Will it stay forever? I don't know. Peachy and Palm Trees, Peppermint Rush. This is maybe one I could see going. I might color this a different color, just if like this is one I maybe want to swap potentially. So I like this one, but I need to just test it a little bit more. So that's why it's currently saying I'm not quite ready to give it up yet. Perk Me Up is in here. Pineapple Coconut Vanilla. I feel like this one is one I should kick to the curb, but I can't seem to let it go. Like, in my mind, I feel like I don't care about this scent. And then when I warm it, I'm like, I really like this scent. Like, I don't know what the deal is with it. It has this weird, like, hold over me. And, like, clearly I asked plenty of others and not that. When in the beginning I was like, I don't even know if I really like this or will club it. And, like, it's been staying around. So, I don't know. I can't let it go quite yet. Pineapple Mint, Pineapple Pucker, Pink Coconut, Pink Haze. Those are all staying. Pink Sugarberry Mint. I feel like I've talked about this before, but this one is going to go. I'm just over it. Once again, I think this is a scent that I'm trying to like more than I actually do like because everyone else does. Red Berry and Spruce could be a shocker, but this one's also going to go. Very niche, only for the winter. I feel like other companies also do similar things to that, so it really isn't unique, or I can get it elsewhere, so it's gonna go. Rum Raisin Cookie. I really love this one, and so maybe this is what lessens the blow of the maple rum cake because I have Rum Raisin Cookie. I don't know. I might flip-flop something, either like the peppermint or one coming up for the maple rum cake because I do like it, but I also do really like Rum Raisin Cookie, so that one's staying. Salted Bergamot Breeze. I really like this one. I don't know. This kind of came out of left field for me. I just kind of clubbed it at the last minute when it was available, and I've actually really been enjoying it, so that one's going to stay. Salted Caramel Cupcake is going to go. I do like this one on warm, but I feel like I have enough caramels that I'm okay without this specific one. I feel like this is the sweetest out of the group, and so it's probably the last one I would reach for out of the group of caramels, and that's why it's on the chopping block. And I melted it recently, and so I liked it, but I wasn't like, I have to melt this every day. Like, it'll be okay. Sea Salt and Avocado is going to stay. Southern Evening. I am keeping that one, but this is one I'm potentially like, maybe I could swap this for something. I'm going to color this one too. I do really enjoy it though, and it gives me similar vibes to Forever Yours in a like deeper nighttime, stronger, more sultry. Like, they're similar, but this is the more intense version. So I'm just like, that, I don't know. Like, I really want to keep it. So that one, once again, probably more testing, probably going to stay for now. I'm going to color it though in case I want to swap it with something. Sparkling Magnolia is going to stay. Love that one. St. Nickerdoodle, Starburst Sky, Strawberry Lemon Cake, Strawberry Swirl, Sugar, Summer Holiday. Those are all staying. Next is Sunburst Bamboo. This is another one I'm actually going to color. I feel like this one is on the fence. I like it, but I feel like I've just melted a lot of it, so I might be over it. Like, I feel like I could get similar clean house vibes from like Aloe Water and Cucumber and Amazon Rain. They're not dupes by any means. They're not the same scents, but I don't know, just scrolling through this list, it's caught my eye a couple times and I'm just like, I might be a little bit over it. I don't know. I'm not 100% convinced, like I didn't mark it off that's gonna get axed, but also I'm like, maybe. I do have on the remove list Sweet Orange and Evergreen, just because it is items that aren't unique and that I could get elsewhere, simply put. Also, very niche time frame to use it. I feel majority of my things in my club are not entirely specific to one season. Even a lot of the like florally things or summery things I talked about, I have them logged as spring and summer. So I can do them over 2 seasons. I have a lot of bakeries. So this just being specifically winter, and honestly probably pre-Christmas winter, I feel like it's just too specific, and I can get tree scents anywhere, and they're always gonna have a tree scent available at Scentsy. Like, I will be able to get a tree scent somewhere. Sweet Plum Pastry is going to stay. The North Calls is going to go. I haven't actually smelled this one, but I think it's for the best that I just remove it before I smell it. Like, don't even give myself the chance to attempt to be able to not say no. Just remove it. Tiare and Coconut, that one's also gonna go. I want this to be my perfect coconut. It's not. It's gonna be removed. I have Tinkerbell in here, and you might be thinking like, well, Tinkerbell just came out, just remove this and then like add it back in. But I have, my club doesn't process for a while, the one I have it in, so I feel like if I don't add it until it like is about time to go away, I might forget and miss it. I really like this one. Spoiler alert, I haven't talked about it in a video yet, but I really like Tinkerbell. It's really good actually while warming. Toasted Marshmallow is gonna stay. Toffee Butter Crunch is gonna stay. I'm gonna remove Vanilla Bourbon. It pains me to say that because I do really like this one. Corey's not a fan of it. I feel like I never melt it. And I honestly feel like, not that I base my club off of things Corey likes and doesn't like, because I have plenty in here he's not a fan of, but some of these that he's adamant about the fact that he doesn't like, I do have a hard time melting them. Like, I melt mostly only in our open concept and our master bedroom. So I do have a hard time melting things that he's not cool with, because obviously he lives here with me. So like, I do struggle with those things. And then one of my prompts, items that I have too much of or aren't reaching for, this would be a perfect example. So I do really enjoy it, but I think I have other things that I can melt, burn, use, and look past it. So that one's gonna go. I'm trying to make room. Not everything can stay. And these last couple are all gonna stay for now. So Vanilla Cream, Vanilla Waves, Violet Spun Sugar, Walnut Raisin Muffin, Walt Disney Iridescent, Watermelon Mint, and Zoinks. So all those are staying, but all the ones I have highlighted should, and all the ones I talked about removing, should get me down to my goal of 68. Like I said, I might swap something with the maple rum cake. Potentially, I'm thinking either Peppermint Rush, Southern Evening, or Sunburst Bamboo are the ones I identified. So we'll see. But, oh, and then also, very last thing. These ones I didn't talk about, but I'm also going to remove these before my next club shipment. Arctic Kiss, because I'm over it. And I'm also going to remove Hug and Mug, because like I said, Corey doesn't really like chocolate. And I think I'm just keeping Hug and Mug because I feel like I should, not because I'm actively using it. So those two are also going to go. So 2 more. We like it. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. I think it might be a little stressful, like logging in and pushing the first couple to remove these, because some of these I've had, First Kiss Fireworks I've had since August 2020 in my club. Like, it's a long time. So saying goodbye to these is, some of them is gonna be tough. I think it's almost just like a refreshing, like cleansing though. I feel like I feel better kind of just like hashing this all out, kind of chatting about it, accepting the fact that I'm gonna like move on and do this type of thing. So I would like to get to a point where every time before my club kind of processes, I go through this where I add everything in, see what my total is, whittle down to this 68 number, and then, you know, take out what I need to and kind of keep refining it, because I've really gotten into this bad habit of like, I have no cap, so I can add in whatever and just take out the few bars I don't like, which sometimes it's 1 or 2. Like, I'm hardly removing anything and I'm adding in tons and tons of bars. So I do think this is gonna hopefully help me. I just have to stick to this and be committed and just be like, the number's the number, something has to go. So feeling pretty good. I feel like I have a couple contenders that can go in the future. So a couple of these, I'm like, maybe if I get 1 more bar, I'll be okay with removing it for the next one. Because obviously we have Bring Back My Bar coming in June. So always an edit on the Scentsy Club, of course. So that's what I have to share with you guys here today. Let me know your thoughts down below. I know this is always a hot topic. I know some people will be like, why'd you remove this for this other bar that's super gross? So I am curious to see your guys' feedback, but I feel pretty confident in the bars I chose. Sometimes reading the comments makes me feel a different way about bars, and then I'm like, I should have just listened to my gut. So sometimes it's a little dicey. You never know what you're gonna get. But like I said, I'm feeling mostly confident. And I definitely feel better about like the amount that will be coming to me going forward versus the much higher amount that had been coming. So yeah, going to upload this, and then I need to obviously go in and actually do the removing. So wish me luck. Thank you guys so much for always being so supportive and being in this together. I love watching people's Scentsy Club edits and just hearing their logic, because it is tough, and sometimes we do need that support just to be like, you can do it, just push the button. It's just facts. So thank you guys for being there always. I really appreciate it, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.